Hi everyone, I'm Jamie Lenman and I'm here in Hove with my good, very old friend Marc Clayton, who I've known for an awfully long time. And this is, we're going to play a song for you in a minute. And it's actually our first ever musical collaboration. Although we did that cover of the Lewis Cole song, didn't we?
Yeah, Thinking.
And that's going to remain under wraps forever. This is the first one publicly. But I just wanted to do a little interview with Marc because he's such an interesting guy. And we met over 10 years ago, just before my band broke up. I was working at The Guardian in London and you came in as a contractor, right, to do some coding?
Yeah.
And he sat in the seat next to me and we had a high old time, didn't we?
We had a great time.
We made a game about turning off lights in schools, very important to save energy.
Very forward thinking.
That was my favourite thing. Right, now I turn all the lights off in all the schools that I go to. And then you weren't there for very long.
A few months.
But then I think as soon as my band finished, I sort of did a bit of a tour of the UK to catch up with lots of friends that I'd missed out hanging out with when I was in the band. And one of the people I came to visit was you. We came to your flat on the seafront and we discovered that we were genuine friends, not just work friends, but real friends. And I knew, because you'd brought them into work, that you played the tabla. And let's just talk a little bit about the tabla. What is... which one's the mummy drum and which is the daddy drum? Which one's which?
Yeah, well, some people say that this one has the female energy because it's more subtle.
Right.
And this one's a bit brash and unsubtle. But this is the one people tend to be thinking about because it does the treble sounds. But the bass sounds a bit... I think
give him a bong for us so we know. So this is the bwop and this is the pong.
Yeah, this one is bass sounds, which... you can control the pitch with a bit of modulation of the wrist.
Wow.
And this one, you've got the kind of root notes, the tonic note, and then the open sound is actually a tone off. So you've got two different tones to play with. So you have to think about that when you're accompanying somebody. Make sure the notes are actually in the scale that you're playing in.
So what's the actual official name for each drum?
This one is called bsm.
Yeah.
Which just means left. It's just the Hindi word for left.
Right.
And Dayan, some people call it Dayan or Daya, which is right, Hindi word for right.
And this is Indian classical music, is the school of music.
Yes. These drums are actually only a few hundred years old. They were a modification of an older drum. So the original drum was a long barrel drum like this.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen similar things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so it was broken into two, and they made a new instrument from that idea. And yeah, so originally Indian classical music and folk music and other kinds of music in the subcontinent, used for lots of different stuff. But yeah, Indian classical music is the main focus for anyone learning tabla.
And so how did you get into Indian classical music? Because where are you from?
Watford.
You're from Watford and you ended up in the mountains of... You spent a lot of time in Goa.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
And whereabouts is Goa in that continent?
Well, kind of south.
Right.
Southwest part of India.
And that's where you would practice tabla to get super good at tabla?
I did a lot of practice there, not so much learning from teachers, but yeah, I spent some time learning with teachers in various places, including here. Yeah, so... How
did that come about? How did you find tabla? How did you think, this is the one for me?
I think I heard it when I was a teenager, and I just thought, this is some kind of impossible sound. How can you get this sound from some drums? And then I saw them in a music shop in Tottenham Court Road, and I just saw the things, and I couldn't get a sound out of them, and realised that there's some serious skills to be learnt.
Right.
And then a few years later, I said, right, I'm going to India, and I'm not coming back till I can play them.
Wow. How old are you then?
Late 20s. So I think 26, 27.
That's a serious commitment to make to an instrument. Like I wouldn't even move to Wales to play the guitar. I'd stick around at home. I don't play an instrument that I can't play at home. You went to a different continent to play the instrument.
Yeah, well, it was a nice idea. It was fun.
That's why I have such deep respect for you. It's amazing. And you live in Hove, is there a big Indian classical music scene in Hove?
No.
In Brighton? No,
not at all.
But you do the gigs every now and then and you get the guys over?
We have a few gigs here and there, yeah.
Yeah? And you teach tabla to students here in Brighton?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
In this very room here, in front of the lovely boards. What is the thing, because sometimes you do like a rap, and you say the notes.
Yeah.
Explain a bit about that.
Okay, yeah. Every sound that you play on the drums has an equivalent spoken word, which is called bol. Bol is a Hindi word for say or speak. So yeah, it's very simple, very logical. But every sound, so this one, that's ge. This is na. This is da. Tete. Tidakita. Dida dida. So da tidakita taka. Taka tidakita taka. My hand's a little bit sticky. And you use this stuff.
It's still sounding good.
You use a little bit of this stuff. It's usually talcum powder or something like that. And then it works better. So that's just da tedikita taka taka tedikita taka da tedikita taka tunna kita taka.
Can you say it as fast as that though?
No.
No. Well, there you go. That's your hidden flaw. It's incredible stuff. And the funny thing about you and I being chums for so long, over 10 years now, and both make music a lot of the time. Marc is a mean bass player as well, in fact. And we've had some jam outs on occasion. And I find the inclusion of, if you're going to clash those worlds, Western and Eastern music, you've got to do it just right, you know. And so I've always been a little bit leery of getting the tabla involved in anything that I'm doing, although I really wanted to because we're such good chums. And then finally, when I came up with the acoustic version of The Road to Right from the new records, I sort of thought, is this the time to get the tabla involved? And I called Marc up and I was like, Marc, I think it's time after 12 years or whatever. And he just jumped on it and put down an excellent tabla track, and it just worked. And even then I said, like, it might not work, it might not go on the record. And he was like, okay, fair enough, I could deal with that. And it came out great. So what we're going to do now is we're going to play you a live version of the Road to Right Unplugged with the tabla, with my good friend Marc Clayton, and it's going to be real special. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
When I was a kid, I took a trip around the world, trying to make a statement, trying to impress some girl, drawing up a map of all the places I love, a list of everywhere I wished I could stay, so maybe I could find my way back someday. The road to ride, the road to ride, the road to ride, the road to ride. To ride. Over time my atlas took a pretty ugly shape. There were certain things I found that I could not escape. Everywhere I went was blank and cold, and I became afraid to see the map unfold. The road to ride, the road to ride, the road to ride, the road to ride. Because everywhere I ran towards, and everywhere I wanted, I was there. In every window, every mirror, every drop of rain.
Well, that was the best take. I think my camera turned off, but we still got the other two.